Today we are going to work in the garden because we want to make a cottage garden. Wat is dat?
Niet al dik.
Wat is dat, kindjes?
En ik heb dat ook gevonden. En niet een...
Okay, before and after. Here I already started with doing everything by hand, and I did it with a shovel, and I think it's beautiful work. This is for the birds. But it was a lot of work because we're going to do this side, this whole side. So we rented a machine that can cut the grass away. That will make it way more easy. So this is this part of the garden. And there are also already things growing like this. I think it's a white carrot. I don't know. I'm not sure. And the pit, we're going to fill it up again because it didn't work out. And then this part is going to stay grass because the kids need some place to play. Then there is this messy part. And you have the kids' garden, which is pretty messy. So this is before, and one day we have the after, I hope. Yeah, I will explain later why we're doing this, but we are changing up things. Go. Waarom verschiet je? Rode mieren, kunnen jullie het zien? Die rode mieren? Zie je hem?
Ja.
Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I don't know if you can hear me, but we are going to try this. It has been a very rainy day. I was almost going to say something different than very. And I'm underneath a tree with an umbrella above the camera, and I just wanted to make a video outside and didn't want to go inside. So here I am, and I wanted to talk about the healing power of spring and working in the garden. Every year I look forward for spring because I love gardening. It is one of the things that is my special interest. Even though I start planting seeds and start learning about gardening. I don't know if I'm going to make it in this video. There's wind, there's rain, but okay. So every year my special interest of gardening comes back. And this year I started a special project. I started redoing the garden. We did take away grass. I all did it by hand, like, and shuffling, and I don't know the right names for the tools that I'm using, but I was doing away the grass because this year I wanted to plant a lot of wildflowers. And even though it is spring, still it is raining so much. It has been a very rainy year here in Belgium, and we're trying to make the best out of it. So even when it was raining, even on the days where there were rain showers, I was working in the garden in between the weather, and when it was dry I did go outside, put on my boots, I don't know if you can see them, put on my rain boots, my rain jacket, and just started gardening. And sometimes I just did it in the rain, and sometimes I waited until it was a bit dry, but I kept going. And normally I fall into this winter blues, but this year, by just going outside, even when it is the grayest, wettest year ever, I still did go outside, and I didn't go into this winter blues as much, because nature brings me all of the joy and sensory joy that I want to experience, to feel calm and peaceful and happy inside. So I kept going, and did bad weather stop me from going outside. And it really showed me the importance of being in nature and being outside. And there my umbrella fell. I don't know if you could see it, but this will be with a lot of bloopers, I think. But yeah, we have to go with the flow. Removing the grass was a lot of work. It took a lot of energy. It took a lot of hard labor. And it was all so worth it. Because especially emotionally, I also was experiencing some challenges. Especially due to communication. As an autistic person, communication is different, and different especially from neurotypical people. And that can bring a lot of challenges. And it's not to say that the neurotypical way of communication is the way, or our autistic communication is the way. No, it is to say that every communication style is unique, and there is not one way to go with. But I have experienced some difficulties with communication, especially with women, because I have had narcissistic women in my childhood, and teachers and family members really had a way of pulling me down and making me doubt myself, making me feel stupid, making me feel like I was less, which I was not. I brought you guys a little bit closer. I know this is not a good angle because normally you don't film up, but we will have to do with it because I will have to put the umbrella above the camera because my camera isn't waterproof. But yeah, and because of these toxic feminine energies that I have experienced in my life, I had communication trauma, I had social anxiety, and it took me a long time to go back out and socialize. And this year has really been standing for, after I got my diagnosis, I really started getting to know myself and what my boundaries are, because before I didn't know what boundaries were, what my boundaries were, and how to express them. So I started expressing my boundaries, and it was devastating and painful to learn that a lot of women don't really seem to want to consider the boundaries of someone else, or maybe of someone autistic, because a lot of my boundaries are bound to my autism, as like coming on time, or letting me know beforehand, or keeping your word when you promise something is very important, to not have like these meltdowns and these painful emotions. So I had a lot of encounters with that. I even had a woman that, I knew she was in my life because she wanted to profit out of me. Like, oftentimes it happens that we have people that want to take advantage of our goodness, our kindness, because we want to help. We are like these problem solution women that oftentimes want to help everyone, and they can sense that, especially narcissistic women or women in this toxic femininity can really feel that you are someone that wants to help. And I had like a woman in my life that she only was there when her child, she needed like a babysit for her child, or she never really showed up on time. She was very late oftentimes. She was always busy with her own life and not really thinking about others, very self-centered. Why did I kept her in my life? Because making friends is not that easy, and sometimes we keep people in our lives because we feel like maybe they are the only ones that maybe want to be with us, which is wrong, because if you're confident and start to love yourself, you will see that the right people also will come to your life. But I wasn't there yet, and I also didn't want to just put someone out of my life because of past experiences that I had, because I had given her a second chance. And again, I did set my boundaries, and again, she stepped over them. And when I told her, like, look, I really struggle with setting my boundaries, and it's really difficult for me to be brave and set my boundaries, I really have to tell you that you stepped again over my boundaries, and I will have to let you know that it cannot happen in the future, because sudden change causes meltdowns, and meltdowns are harmful for me, because it can cause burnouts, it can cause so many damage. So we really have to take care of ourselves. So it really was a journey of setting these boundaries, self-care, self-love, and that's so powerful and so important. And as a creative therapist and autistic coach, and being autistic myself, I have to learn these things so that I can teach my autistic people that I work with also the tools how to set their boundaries and take care of themselves and feel this self-love and not let people take advantage of them. Now, it wasn't well received when I set my boundary and told the woman, like, you cannot just step over my boundaries. And she claimed to work with autistic people, and I was amazed by that. I was not amazed, but like surprised that she works with autistic people. And these people live in a place because they cannot start raining. They cannot live on their own. And she was like, I don't have to consider your boundaries because they are way more autistic. And I was like, I can stand on my feet because my husband works, and I have a husband that provides for us. If I didn't have my husband, I'm not able to work, and I'm not able to drive. I have these monthly struggles that I have, but I don't have to explain it all. I feel like there is not less or more autism, because every autistic person struggles or have gifts in their own unique way. And telling someone that their autistic boundaries aren't valid because there are people that seem to struggle more for them because they are more the typical autistic, how do you say those things? Stereotypical autistic people. It doesn't mean that because I can mask and can act very neurotypical that I'm not struggling, and that my boundaries that took me long years to be able to set aren't valid. So that was very damaging. So if you have someone in your life that is like that, let them go. And that's healing. And I felt all of this anger for all of these women that had been damaging in my life. Teachers telling me that I was stupid. My mother doing harmful things. My sister, my grandmother. I have all of these women that have left scars in my life that have been so painful. I have had encounters with women that are also in a homeschooling community that call themselves women that carry other women. Again, they communicated very toxically and very negatively and blaming and attacking. And again, I set my boundary, like, I cannot be communicated this way. Like, can you please, instead of pointing the finger at me because you don't understand something, just ask instead of assuming or just blaming. I just asked them, can you just ask why and what is going on? And again, they did go back into this blaming and very toxic way of communicating. And these were very neurotypical women. So we cannot be angry because they are neurotypical and misunderstood me. And the other way around, like, I didn't understand them either. Like, I don't understand their way of communicating. That feels very attacking. And when I set my boundaries, they misunderstood it. And it didn't end well, and it makes me so scared and disappointed, and makes me very vulnerable to connect with other women in this world. Makes me want to doubt sometimes, do I ever actually want to socialize? But I should not let these conversations stop me from having real connections in this world. It is just that they were not the right person and that I'm not the right person for them. And that's okay. But it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt and doesn't make you feel anger. So I did express my anger in my garden by working hard instead of shouting or blaming others or expressing my anger to people. I just expressed my anger in my hard work, because physical work, anger is a very powerful tool when you can use this big energy to shift things and create things and really work hard, which I did in the garden, which I'm very proud of. It was really healing. And while I was like shuffling and I was using my strength and my muscles and my power to do so. And while I was doing this, I was thinking about all of these situations. But I was thinking about all of these women that I felt hurt with because of miscommunication and misunderstandings and of narcissism. And toxic femininity is also out there. And I just let it out. Let all this anger out. And it felt so healing. And then afterwards I took all of these beautiful seeds of wildflowers and threw them here in the garden and sprinkled them with love and kindness and intentions for the future to attract people that are kind and loving and with good intentions, to attract people that want to help and support, attract the people that really want to connect on a deep level and communicate lovingly. So my garden really became like a place of peace. Every time I did put my hands into the soil and grounded myself, my worries did fade away. I feel like this deep connection with nature. And I was also exploring connection and what does it mean and how I feel connection to humans, until I realized that I'm so connected to the universe, to myself, to my children, to nature, to animals, that I maybe don't have to worry about connection with every human on this planet and just be okay with being an introvert that is in nature. And this connection with nature really brings me like this deep healing and calm inside. I realize that nature can heal us in ways that we can't imagine. And by working hard and planting all of these seeds, I didn't only plant seeds and flowers that will grow in the future, I also planted the future full of love and kindness. And I already start to see some flowers pop up it takes a little longer because it rains. So it's also a lesson in patience. And patience is a form of love, is a form that I really need to learn a lot in this life. It makes me humble and mindful, and it makes me very grateful to see that all these seeds are starting to sprout. And nature really teaches me to stay true to myself and take care of myself as I take care of my garden. If I take care of nature like it is godly, I can also take care of myself. Me as part of nature. Like, we are part of nature, so it's so important to take care of ourselves. And nature is there for us. When we have these fruits and vegetables that nurture our body, I feel so blessed. And I feel then this connection and love. Then I know there is nothing missing. My garden does not only bring me flowers and beauty, it brings me strength. It brings me peace and strength. And I really wanted to share this with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and if you like this video, definitely give me a thumbs up and support us on this channel and subscribe. Bye. See this? This is where we would make this pit to make a pool, not a pool to swim, but like for fish. And I wish I had it before, but I cleaned this all up. I have no idea what's up with me. But like, I have all of this energy. I have having burnouts for so long, and now I have that light. It's beautiful, but it's shine. What is that? A frisbee on the roof of our garden house. Yeah, I'm outside and getting distracted. But I have all of this energy, and I don't know where it comes from. Maybe it's from putting my feet and hands and whole body on this earth and grounding myself. I feel so much better, and I really think gardening is therapy. And there is wind, so I hope you can still hear me. I wish I had it before, because it was like very messy, and maybe I have it before on these images somewhere, but like this is so rewarding, and it feels like I'm nesting. For some reason, I'm not pregnant, by the way, but I'm like all over the place. Like here in the garden, I'm like making a lot of progress. And then, yeah, the house is messy because when I'm in the garden working, everything inside, yeah, who's going to do that? I really need like household cleaning help because I want all of my time spent on my special interests and my children. But then I started like, what if I get everything? Great idea! Even though I have all of this work now in the garden that I'm doing, and my house is already a mess. Let's do this too. ADHD kicking in. But I'm enjoying the fact that I have energy right now. But I think the change is that I have started doing more meditation, and I'm not saying, oh, meditation is a solution to everything. I'm not this kind of cheesy, love and light type of spiritual person. I'm not. I realize that it doesn't. It is not going to solve everything, but it will help. And then I also started like taking more vitamins from Oriflame. I will send the link down below. Really like feel the difference in my energy level, so maybe this helps too. And also I've been changing my habits on, if you're wondering why I'm so wobbling, I'm standing like this and getting cramp in my arms, but where was I? But I also started eating more fruits, so that helps too, probably. But I'm going to continue clean this mess up.
Als ik mijn moeder weet niet mooi.
Wow!
Snel maar op.
Wow!